Alright guys, so I am sitting in my chair where I usually do my editing, and I'm going to do this Q&A a little bit different this time. I'm going to pretty much show some workout footage and pretty much do Q&As at the same time. So let's get to it. We got a lot of questions and I don't want to make this too long. Let's do this. Alright, so the first question is by Driven Fitness Apparel. When or will you ever come to Canada? I have a best friend, or a really good friend that I consider a brother. He lives in Canada, lives in Toronto. So one day, man, I will come to Toronto or Canada. I really want to visit because I know the scenery is really beautiful up there. Definitely not during the winter though, because I heard it's really cold. Zach_fitness asks, what is the size of your arms? And love your videos, man. Keep it up. Thanks, Zach. Thank you for your support. I can't even talk. Thank you for your support. The size of my arms, my right arm is bigger than my left. So my right is actually 16.25 to 16.5. Haven't measured it since the beginning of my prep, so it might have shrunk just a little bit. And my left is 15.9 to about 16. So Bradley McEward. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much, bro. What is your favorite macro-friendly meal when cutting? Right now, I feel like salad or Arctic Zero ice cream with like chocolate chips and stuff. Each prep, I have like a different phase of what I crave. So in the beginning of this prep, I was eating a ton of pasta, like literally every day and every meal. But I found out, like I thought to myself, I was like, man, I can eat so much more food than just pasta because pasta is so dense in carbs. So I went the salad route. I started definitely going with a ton of salads because of the dressings that I found, the low calorie dressing and stuff. So that's my favorite meal. Ryan_Dendy asks, will you be going to any expos with PE Science? Hopefully, I'm fairly new with them obviously, so I don't really know what their plans are with that is. I really hope that I will. Because I like this company. I really do. I like what they stand for. I like the quality. And I'm definitely more than happy to represent them at an expo. So, and it'll be good to kind of travel to expo aside from Alphalete because, just draws a different crowd. I can meet a lot of new people. Oh, this is a good question. Skrish97 asked, do you think vegetarians have a shot in building muscle in an effective amount of time? And do you have any friends that are vegetarian? Yes, I think so. I think soy protein, protein is protein. At the end of the day, a macro, it's not going to make a difference in terms of body composition, soy protein. But I definitely say that soy protein is definitely better for women because of the estrogen composition that it has. But, at the end of the day, protein is protein. It won't make a difference in terms of macros. That's what I believe. Do you have any friends that are vegetarians? Yes. Nick Delgado 21 asks, what do you make of weight fluctuations while in a calorie deficit? Well, weight fluctuations are normal. You're not going to drop weight every single day. You're not going to gain weight every single day, depending on your goals. It's you can't prevent it, because unless you take in the exact same amount of sodium and the exact same amount of water and do the exact same thing every single day, it's not gonna be the same result. Sometimes you're training differently and your water retention is different or whatever the case may be. Every little thing, say maybe one day you sit too much, and so you retain more water. So it all depends, on everything. Every little thing makes a difference. So perfectly normal, Nick. Daily Lauren asked, any plans on post-competition? Eating, for sure. But, I'm going to... Here's my plan with the quote-unquote reverse diet or recovery diet. What I'm going to do is, normally I'll take that weekend, of my competing, and I'll binge, that's a bad word to say, but I'll go all out, on that weekend, and I'll have a lot of fun with food and everything like that. That's what I've normally done in the past. And then that Monday, I'll start reverse dieting back up to my normal metabolism. But I found out to be really hard. I am very successful in it, and I'm pretty much that 10% that's very disciplined in that area, because a lot of people can't reverse diet. Reverse diet meaning slowly gaining slowly adding calories each and every week. So, what I'm going to do now is, or this year, what I'm going to do now is, that weekend I'm going to go all out, okay? And, just celebrate with everyone, whether it be victory, I'm going for victory, whether it be victory or just self-accomplishment and inspiration to you guys, and the support, celebrating the support that I've received. And then starting that Monday for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to give myself 2 to 3 weeks just to gain a little bit of weight back, because right now, I'm 150-something pounds, and I feel, I don't feel healthy, And keep in mind, I'm 5'9", 5'9", and I'm 153 pounds. I'm about to drop into the 140s, so I plan on competing in the low 140s, meaning 142. It's not healthy, guys. It's not healthy. So what I want to do with that is I want to give myself a little bit of time to just get my body back, just gain a little bit of body fat. I would say gain about 7 to 10 pounds in those 3 weeks. And, get my cravings out of the way, so that when I do start my reverse diet back up again, my quote unquote reverse diet, I'll drop a little bit of water weight, and 2, I'll get my cravings out of the way, while feeling a lot better. My body's back in, homeostasis type deal. So, I definitely will start. I will do that after all of my competitions are done. I don't know exactly when my last competition will be, but I'm aiming for it to be either August or September, depending if I qualify for nationals or not. So that's, if that answers your question, Lauren. Ryan XHD asked, how long have you been lifting, and how long do you think someone should be lifting before they consider competing? I've been lifting close to 8 years now. I'm almost 25. I turned 25 on Monday. And the second part of your question is, how long do you think someone should be lifting before they consider competing? Actually, let me go back to the first question, Ryan. It doesn't matter how long you've been lifting. It's everything. Not everything is based on time. It depends. For me, it depends on how long you've spent doing something while making your time efficient. So I could have lifted for 12, 13 years, and then another guy could have been lifting for 3 years, but have more gains than me, because they were a lot more efficient in everything that they did. They didn't bullshit around the gym. They didn't have, fuck ups or anything like that. So it's about time efficiency. So always make the best of your time when you're lifting, so that you have optimal results. The second part of your question, Ryan, is how long do you think someone should be competing for, or should be lifting before they're competing? I would say at least 5 years. You really don't find out your true genetics in terms of muscle disposition until a certain time period. In the beginning, everything is just gains. Your body is just yearning to grow. It just wants to just grow. Feed me. And so you gain a lot of premature gains really quick, especially in the first year to year and a half, I would say. then it slows down. And I would say at least 3 to 4 years in is when you really start finding where your weak points are. So don't be too quick to jump on that train. Hughes Aesthetics asked, how do you know everyone in the Alpha Elite team individually? Everyone was literally through Alpha Elite. Literally, everyone. Except Shawley. Shawley and I went to the same college. We were actually in different fraternities, but our fraternity houses were right next to each other. So I kind of knew of him because he dated one of my friends. So truly, I knew him through Alpha Elite. So everyone is through Alpha Elite. Jack ZX _ asked, what do you enjoy about working out? How long did it take you to see results? I enjoy the pump. I enjoy just getting away from it. You know, lifting really helps me just clear my mind. You know, when I'm hitting a set and I'm completing the reps and I'm completing a certain weight, that is the only thing that's on my mind. And essentially, when I do that, it helps me just forget about everything else for, you know, like 1, 2, or 3 hours, how long ever I am in the gym for. So I enjoy that. I love, you know, just making time for yourself and having just alone time, essentially. Even if you're lifting with someone, you put on headphones, you feel like you're just in the zone, and you just feel like, you know, honed in. You know, I love that feeling. So also the pump. So how long did it take you to see results? A year, honestly. Like true gains, like take a before picture and an after picture, like a year. Just Sandy G asked, when is the right time to cut? The right time to cut, I would say, is when you're getting too heavy. You know, everyone is very different. You know, for me, I always got super heavy. Like, especially in the beginnings where I just started lifting and I didn't know too much about it. I didn't care, you know, I just wanted to build muscle. Like, I didn't care about getting too fat or, you know, too out of shape. It really didn't matter to me because I knew that I wanted to compete. You know, as soon as I grew a passion for lifting, I knew I wanted to compete. And I knew that if I competed, I would bring myself down to a lower body fat. So I really didn't rush it. Like, I didn't care about that. So for me, it's just, everyone's different. Just depending on, you know, if you feel like you're getting way too out of shape, you know, like where you're freaking panting when you're walking up the stairs, then that's the right time to cut, you know. But everyone's different. Anis Smamla, hopefully I didn't butcher your name, bro. Sorry about that. Asked, how soon exactly is online coaching coming? Guys, it's coming, guys. It's coming. In the beginning, I told you guys that I didn't want to do online coaching until I felt ready, until I felt like I was 110% able to commit my time to you guys, because I do want to offer the one-on-one type coaching where you can call me and you can FaceTime me and stuff like that. Essentially, you know, it's not that I don't know what I'm doing, you know, it's the fact that, like, I don't have the time. So I announced that I am going to be doing it soon, preferably after my cut, because right now cut is also, or like contest prep is definitely getting in the way. And so a lot of people, guys, a lot of people have been asking me, which means a lot to me because it shows that people are noticing my results and noticing not just results, but the knowledge. You know, I've learned a lot through these years, and I really, truly tell you guys a lot of things that I follow. You know, a lot of people can say that they want to do, or that they go with this or they go with that, but in reality, it's like they're bullshitting, you know, and I don't want to have that image to where, like, all right, just started my YouTube channel, I just started Instagram, I'm gonna do online coaching because I have muscle. Like, fuck it. No, like, it's not about that, because, like, that's that's what makes this fitness industry so shitty, because there's so many people like that don't know anything about fitness, that don't know anything about nutrition, you know, and they essentially steal people's money, their hard-earned money, and say, all right, I'm gonna be your coach, and then give them all these freaking cookie cutter plans like that. I've never been about that. Like anything that I've ever done, fuck that, you know, like that's like, I despise people like that, you know. So, I'm getting heated. All right. C Mills 91 asked, any college degrees? Yes, I do have a college degree. I majored in kinesiology, exercise science. And in the beginning and I have a minor in nutrition. And in the beginning I wanted to go to physical therapy or be an RN and stuff like that. But, you know, it's a lot of school, and, you know, I really don't like school, honestly. Like, I didn't learn that much in school, honestly. Like, as bad as it sounds, like, a lot of the things that I learned in school that had to do with nutrition, I already knew. It's kind of weird, but, you know, I've never been the person that just, like freaking read all this shit in the textbook and then told people about it, you know? Like, anybody can read a textbook and anybody can learn from that, you know? But for me, it's all about personal experiences, you know? Like, you go through trial and error. It's everything in life, you know? When you work for anybody in life, you know, whether you have a college degree or not, you have to essentially follow their system in order to work for them. Because even though you have a master's, or even though you have like a degree in that field, everybody has a different system. Just like in nutrition, everybody has a different body, and you can't learn from that in a textbook. Like, there's no way you can, especially when it comes to nutrition. Like, okay, you can learn about different things about, okay, this guy has you know, this disorder or this sickness and this illness, and he can't eat this, or he can't train like that. You know, that you can learn from the textbook, but you can't teach, like, how do you say it? You can't teach discipline, and you can't teach experiences. There's no way. So for me, personal experiences. Sorry, we got cut off there. My camera just turned off. Okay, next one. DD Fitness 66 asks, points for students trying to incorporate fitness more into their busy schedule. Guys, it's like anything in life. It's not about fitting one thing in your life. It's about doing something that you want to do. And if you want to do it, you'll make time for it. Honestly, like, it's not just fitness. Like, if you want to say go bike riding because you enjoy bike riding, you're gonna make time for it, you know? You can't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do, because at the end of the day, like, if you don't want to do it, you're not gonna do it, and if you're doing it and you don't want to do it, you're gonna half-ass it. So don't do it if you don't want to do it, and do it if you want to do it. Simple. Abdullah Ramania Salah. Sorry, bro. What rep range do you like to train at? I know that each one has its own use and benefit, but I want to know, what do you enjoy more? For me, 4 to 8 is my favorite. Like, 8 is like my absolute number that I stop at, except like leg press or stuff like that, or like accessory movements. But, you know, I like going strong. I like lifting super heavy because, sorry guys, if you see, guys, my bone frame is like super narrow, super thin joints. And for me, if I were to lift a lot more in the hypertrophy range as opposed to the power range, I lose a lot of muscle. I lose a lot of fullness in my muscles. So I start to flatten out. So for me, I like to train heavier because, you know, 1, you burn more calories, 2, you get stronger, and 3, it's just like, it's more challenging in a way, you know? I used to be like this, but I'm not an advocate of like, oh, training for pain, or like train until you can't lift anymore. I used to be like that, but not anymore. It's just I want to lift heavy weights. So Sydney within _I asked, favorite PE science product. Favorite PE science product, I would have to say high volume. High volume is so dope. Sydney, I'm going to actually do a PE science full product review. I know I said I was going to do that a while back, but I haven't had the time. But I will do it, and it'll be awesome. But high volume is the shit. It is so awesome, guys. Like, it's a caffeine-free stimulant. It's a caffeine-free pump product. Freaking amazing, guys. It's so awesome and it tastes good. So I definitely recommend that. Remember to use your boys' discount code for 30% off. Hoang Fit, 30% off, and you help me a little bit. Put a little change in my pocket, a little change to do something a little strange. Oh, that was weird. That was weird. K_win17, team bodybuilding, do we bulk or cut first? Bulk. Oh, Turks, top 3 favorite cars. Porsche, Mercedes, Jag. Marcos from Wall Street. How much did you weigh when you first started lifting? And when did you start seeing a difference in your weight? When I first started lifting, I was 123 pounds, 5'9". In high school, the end of my junior year, and I started seeing a difference when I put on about 20 pounds. I started literally, like, my clothes stopped fitting because I was like so freaking skinny and my head was huge. I had a freaking unproportional body. Otis.I, how much muscle can someone build in their first year of lifting? Muscle, like pure muscle weight, I want to say like 10 pounds. 10 to 15 pounds depending on how efficient you are. That's why I say bulk, and when I mean bulk, I mean dreamers bulk. Like, eat everything in sight. Everything. Especially when you're first starting, because your body's just yearning for that, and you don't want to kind of deprive your body. You don't want to deprive your body of any gains. Ricardo AJ asked, what are your key points in a cut and what do you think about intermittent fasting? My key points in a cut is satiety, volume, guys. Eat a ton of volume. And when I say volume, I mean low calorie meals for a ton of food, like vegetables, freaking Arctic Zero ice cream, whatever, Walden Farms. Don't eat like rice because it's freaking super dense. But it's good though. Intermittent fasting is dope. Super dope. I'm just not a fan of it because, or not a fan, but I just don't do it because I don't like fasting, because like psychologically and physiologically, like I tell myself like I'm in a cut, so it's kind of like I feel like I'm always hungry, like I always have to eat, because I'm a food person. Like everywhere I go on vacation, all about food. I don't give a shit about the sites. Like honestly, I don't care. Like food is everything for me, and for like any culture, I can explore that food. Literally, like that's how I feel like I explore someone's culture, is through their food, not through visiting their country. Like I love food. Food for me. Oh, this is a long one. I don't even know. Mark Rooney Fitness. Daniel, there seems to be two groups of opinions out there when it comes to eating after 8 p.m. Some swear it's a bad idea and live by that rule, and others who believe that your body will utilize all its macros nutrients for that day, provided that you are stoking your macros there. Oh, storing your macros there will be no increased fat gain. What are your thoughts? Here's the thing, Mark. Everyone works differently, you know. But I want to tell you that, and I want to tell everyone out there that this is the wrong perception that a lot of people have. People think that your body digests food in 2 hours. Nope, not at all. For me, intermittent fasting or fasted training is like a myth. It really is like a myth, because, like, all right, So when you're training first thing in the morning, like let's say you wake up at it. Let's say your last meal was like 10 p.m. Okay, using this as an example. Let's say your last meal was at 10 p.m. The next day you train at 8 a.m. Your body is going to use those calories, use those macros from that meal the night before for this workout. So that's your fuel. Essentially, it's kind of like, for me, if you had like a really good breakfast and then you train like late in the afternoon, you have an awesome workout, even though you didn't even eat. But there's a lot of people who say like, all right, I'm gonna eat like an hour and a half before my workout and then like eat really good food. And then like, man, I wonder why my workout's so shitty. But then you think back, you're like, what'd you eat for breakfast? Or what'd you eat like 12 hours ago? People are like, oh, I didn't even have breakfast. Or like, oh, I didn't really eat much. Simple, you know. For me, that's how I've always experienced it. That even if I eat a super good meal pre-workout, I still have a shitty workout, or like it's not really a determinant of how I train. But to answer your full question is, you know, how do you feel about eating after 8 p.m.? Guys, there's really no difference. You know, it's all about how much macros you eat in a day, not what time of day you eat it. You know, that's essentially, meal timing is irrelevant in my opinion. You know, it's been disproved so much in the past couple years that it really doesn't make a difference, you know, in terms of body composition. Dylan A. Morocco asks, favorite muscle group to hit? My back. Like I don't really have that strong of any other muscle groups except my back. So definitely. Damn, Daniel, Jamie Hugh asked, or he put it on there. Didn't even ask a question, bro. What's up with that? Sales Aesthetics asked how to maintain muscle while shredding for a long period of time. Long period of time is the best way to shred. That's where you maintain the most muscle if you do it right. Best way is to lift heavy. Lift heavy and eat a lot of calories. Nerd_of_cardio. How do you keep your balance in check between training and social life? I guess social life, you mean going out to bars and drinking. For me, like, it's a mental thing, you know, it's a mental game of how strong you really are. And for me, I don't need alcohol to have fun. You know, I'm a hype man at heart. I go out with the whole crew, with the whole squad, and I don't need alcohol to have fun. I really don't. Keep in mind that when I do drink, I drink, you know? And so like I prefer not to, because it's not worth it, you know? Like the next day you just feel like shit, and you know, yeah. So training, you know, and social, sometimes you do need to live your life, you know, essentially if you're young and you're in college or whatever the case may be, you're bulking, like it doesn't matter. You need to have fun, you know, don't restrict yourself because like you're training, you know? So have fun. Nate Benway asked, this is the question of the night. What is Ghost about? Shh, Ghost is coming. Shh. Josh_McClaw 23 asked, how to be a bodybuilder on a college budget. You only need the essentials. Chicken, brown rice or potatoes or white rice, frozen vegetables, like a ton of like frozen green beans, frozen broccoli, and a ton of like fruits. That's it. Super cheap. Those are the essentials. Now, whether you want to make it complicated, everybody can go into detail. Like, all right, I need cheese, or I need this kind of seasoning, or this kind of carb. Like, it can get expensive. But you only need 4 things. You need your veggies, you need your fruits, you need your meats, and you need your carbs. That's it. Or your complex carbs, and that's it. You can literally do a grocery shopping haul for a whole week and spend less than $50. depending on what you buy. For me, I don't, because I spend a shit ton of money because I enjoy spending my money on food rather than something stupid, you know? That's my take on that. Josh also asked, well, he asked a lot of questions. Thanks, bro. Thanks a lot. How to get more subscribers on YouTube. Guys, just be yourself. You know, just be yourself, lift, and have good content. That's it. Blake P. Woods asked, any advice for teen lifters? Yes, a lot, guys. You're young. Your bones are very, very nimble, meaning very loose. You know, you have a lot of mobility, and you need to keep that. The key is to be preventative in everything that you do, because once something happens, it's not about preventing anymore. It's about like not wanting to happen again, you know? So essentially, you don't want to lose that ever. Like the most important thing, you know, I guess when we talk about fitness is a lifestyle, you know, it's longevity. So the best way to really elongate that is to be flexible, is to have longevity, especially in your joints, your muscles, and your bones. Like you need to be nimble, because when your bones start to stiffen and your joints get to start aching and stuff like that, there's no way in going back, because you have to essentially catch up to that. So as a teen, you have to do a lot of mobility, you know, even though you're like, sometimes you're lazy, you're like, oh, I don't need it. Like I'm not tight or anything. I'm not sore. Like I don't need it. But guys, it makes a difference. It really does. The second advice I have for that is to lift heavy with proper form. Like that is crucial. You know, you can't just lift heavy. It's not all about ego lifting. Like throw that shit out the window, because that does not help you like in any way besides look cool for 2 seconds, and then you look like a dumbass when you fuck up, you know? So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to have a good workout partner, because that's everything. You know, sometimes you go into it and the first year you're like good, you know, you're like, all right, I'm good by myself. But then you start to it gets repetitive, and you need someone there that has the same mindset with you. Lloyd's Fit asked, to what extent will you choose to hire another coach rather than the current, and who will he or she be? Do you ever think about doing it all as your own? Yes, I will be doing online coaching. I hired a coach not because I don't know what I'm doing, because I did the first like 6 weeks by myself. I usually hire a coach when I'm like 10 weeks out or so, but you know, I'm so busy lately, like with everything, and like that's literally like the last thing I wanted to worry about. I wanted to have also someone to hold me accountable for everything on a daily basis. Like, all right, my coach is going to be like on my ass. Like I needed to be on top of this, because like when I hit my weigh-in or when I send them pictures, like I better look better than the last photo. Whereas if you do it by yourself, sometimes you're just like, shit, like fuck it, you know, like I'll just make up for it next week, you know, essentially. So you slack off and there's no accountability, you know. So, and you're paying him, you know. So a coach is definitely a good thing to have, even though if you know your stuff. That's what I think. David _Glacius, he trains at Alpha Lead. Shout out to David. What up though? Favorite flavor of PE Science high volume. I like cotton candy. In the beginning I didn't like it, but it kind of grew on me in a way. So now I do like cotton candy a lot. Plus I like real cotton candy. We Want Gains asked, which 3 supplements would you suggest for muscle growth? Blah blah. Best nutrients from Whole Foods first. Of course. So the number one thing I recommend is multivitamins. Obviously, multivitamins. You know, if you don't have enough micros, you know, it's not good for your normal bodily functions. So I would say multivitamins, creatine. You know, you get creatine from food, but sometimes it's not enough. You need creatine in your body. And third, Third, I would say vitamin C. Like most like multivitamins don't have enough vitamin C, but I do take vitamin C a lot because, you know, I work in a warehouse and, you know, running day to day in and out, you know, you need a strong immune system, especially if you're lifting weights too. Whereas, you know, when you're lifting weights, it kind of opens your body to a lot more bacteria, because, you know, you're essentially tearing down your body, your central nervous system. So it's kind of opening and kind of making your body more immune, or not immune, more prone to it. So vitamin C, I like that. Got a couple more, guys. TN Babe 913 asks, which Arctic flavor is your favorite? Yeah, Arctic Zero. That's my shit. This prep. That's my shit, girl. Chocolate chip cookie dough. The 75 calorie one. That's the chunky one. I love that. That's my shit. If y'all love me, y'all send me a lot of it. Like, I got you. I got you. If y'all love me, though. Do you ever, Kenneth Caballero asks, do you ever get tired of the damn Daniel back again with them gains kind of jokes? Hell no, guys. Damn, Daniel. I love that shit. When that came out, I was like, damn, that's perfect for me. That is perfect. I love that shit. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Last question. Kenneth Caballero still asks, do you ever get tired of Danae's bitch face? Come on, man. Danae's dope as fuck. She's cool. She's my girl. She's dope as fuck. Don't ever talk shit about Danae. She's Team Alpha. She's the fam. I love that girl. She's so awesome. That's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this Q&A. If I answered your question, I hope I answered it to the best of my knowledge, and I answered it the way you would want me to answer it. And if I didn't answer your question, sorry. I didn't want to make this video too long. It's already going too long. I got like 100 comments here, so I try to do the best I can. But I will be making a Q&A very soon again. And yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoyed it. And I hope you all are enjoying the frequency of uploads, because I'm trying to do my thing. This competition. I love you guys, and I will see you all next time.